Basic to everything that we do is the mitzvah of emunah, knowing that Hashem created the world and that Hashem runs it to this very day. It's a mitzvah in the Torah, Anochi Hashem Elokecha. It's the first of the Seres Dibros, and it's the underpinning of everything that we do. Yet, it's a bit of a perplexing mitzvah. Why? Because belief is an inner condition. How do you command a person to feel something? If I don't want to wear tefillin, and the Torah commands me to wear it, I put it on. I want to wear tzitzits, or I don't want to wear tzitzits. The Torah tells me to put them on, I put them on. But how do you command a person to believe? Heart, I command that you believe. Well, I just don't believe. Well, I command you to. Ask Rav Elchanan Wasserman that if a person believes in Hashem, he doesn't need a mitzvah. And if he doesn't believe in Hashem, then all of the commandments, all of the tzivuyim in the world are not going to help. Explains Rav Elchanan that that's actually a miscomprehension, a misunderstanding of the mitzvah. The mitzvah is not to believe in Hashem. The mitzvah is to be honest. You see, every human being has a neshama. Every human being has core understandings. When I stand at the foot of a mountain, I'm awed by the size. When I see something happening in front of me, and I recognize that it's murder in cold blood, I'm aghast. I'm horrified. I don't need to be trained in those emotions. I don't need to be trained in morality to know that stealing, murder is wrong. Those are instincts in the human. Every human being knows these. Deep within me are these understandings. So too, explains Rav Elchanan, deep within the heart of every human being is a clear recognition that this world has a creator. I was once under the Kisei HaKavod, under Hashem's throne of glory, and there's a part of me that completely, totally knows that Hashem is present right here. The problem that I have is I'm in this body, and this body has desires and needs and interests and wants, and the actual mitzvah of emunah is put away your agenda, put away your prejudices, put away your bias. Ask yourself one simple question. What do your eyes see? What do you instinctively understand? And when we discuss seeing Hashem in the creation, in the Bria, we're discussing allowing a person to feel more concretely those things that he instinctively and intuitively knows. You see, I do not know whether Napoleon Bonaparte ever existed or not. I don't know factually whether he ruled over most of Europe and he lost the Battle of Waterloo or not. People tell me he did. Books are written about it. Historians say it's true. So I accept it. Most likely it's true. But that's not the type of knowledge that's required for the mitzvah of emunah. If you'd like to know what belief in Hashem is, it's a very simple concept. Every Friday night, we say Vayechulu. In Shul we say it. Part of Kiddush we say it. And when we say it in Shul, we say it standing up. And Tosfos explains, why do we say those words standing? Because they're edus, they're testimony. I am bearing witness to the fact that God created the entire world in 6 days. When I stand up with another Jew, I am being a witness. An aid has to be standing. That's one of the requirements. I bear testimony to the fact that God brought forth all that my eye sees from nothing. And that's what I'm saying Friday night in Shul. And that clarity of understanding requires a tremendous amount of work. You see, knowing that Hashem created the world in a sort of vague, I don't know, I guess so, is not what we're discussing. We're discussing knowing it, feeling it 100% right there. And that's something that takes a lifetime of work. The Chovos HaLevavos explains that the most clear, most obvious way to come to that yediyah, to that knowledge, is to study the world. Look at the wonders, look at the complexity. Study the systems in the world and you'll see proof. Not proof to a fact that I'm not sure about. Not proof to something, well, maybe it was or maybe it wasn't. I'll see a clarity, I'll see an understanding to an intuitive sense that I have, and I'll bring it much more to the fore. Instinctively, I know it. When I study the world, I'm trying to feel it to a greater degree. I'm trying to sense it to a more heightened awareness. And I'm trying to feel it to a much more acute level. When we study the world, what we're looking at is Hashem's creation. When we study the details, we see the beauty, the majesty, the awe that we should have for our Creator, because we see but a touch, a tip of the iceberg of His handiwork. It's a mitzvah that requires constant work, and one of the simplest ways to do it is to study the creation. The reason for this series and the focal point is not to prove something as maybe it is and maybe it's not. If a person doesn't want to believe in Hashem, if a person doesn't want to believe in a creator, God gave us free will and you could deny it all. And the purpose of this series is to see the hand of Hashem in the creation, so that that which I know instinctively, that which I know intuitively, I could bring to much greater consciousness, much greater awareness, so I could see Hashem, I could experience Hashem, I could daven, I could learn, and I could see Hashem in my daily life with much greater clarity, with much greater understanding.